Welcome to Report Vikings. Today, we bring you two pieces of news that are shaking up the NFL world and could directly impact the future of the Minnesota Vikings. If you are a true Vikings fan and want to stay up to date with all the news and analysis, don't forget to subscribe to the Report Vikings channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any details about your favorite team. Now let's go to the first news. Is Drew Lock the best option to be the Vikings QB2? The Minnesota Vikings are in a critical moment at the quarterback position. After losing 3 backups this offseason, Sam Darnold went to the Seattle Seahawks, Nick Mullins signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Daniel Jones joined the Indianapolis Colts. Given this scenario, the Vikings will need to add a new QB2 soon, and one name stands out as the best option for that spot: Drew Lock. Lock has experience as a starter in the NFL and could be a solid backup to McCarthy, without creating an unnecessary environment of competition for the rookie during training camp. His game profile also fits well into Coach Kevin O'Connell's offensive scheme. The 27-year-old quarterback has a strong arm and is not shy about taking deep throws, something that O'Connell can work to maximize within the Vikings' offensive system. In addition, Lock brings an infectious energy to the locker room and has already shown flashes of talent in important moments. The main advantage of bringing in Lock is that he understands his role in the NFL. Unlike quarterbacks who are still looking for an opportunity to establish themselves as starters, Lock has already accepted his status as a backup, which means that his presence would not create uncertainty within the team. He would arrive to be a support for McCarthy, not a threat to his starting position. Since entering the league as a second-round pick of the Denver Broncos in the 2019 draft, Lock has had his ups and downs. His NFL journey has included stints with 3 teams so far. Denver Broncos, 2019 to 2021. Lock began his career as a starter for the Broncos, but struggled with inconsistency and turnover issues. Seattle Seahawks, 2022 to 2023. In Seattle, he served as Geno Smith's backup and showed considerable growth. New York Giants, 2024, signed a contract with the Giants, but has not had significant opportunities. In December 2023, Lock had one of the best moments of his career when he led the Seahawks to a crucial win over the Philadelphia Eagles, proving that he can still play a significant role in the NFL. In recent years, having a quality backup quarterback has become a valuable asset in the NFL. We've seen several teams need to turn to their QB2 due to unexpected injuries, and franchises that have a reliable backup tend to fare better in those situations. For the Vikings, securing an experienced backup could be essential, especially considering that McCarthy will be a rookie in 2025 and could struggle down the stretch. Lock represents a safe and affordable option without compromising the development of the young starting quarterback. Bottom line, should the Vikings take a chance on Lock? Given the current state of the franchise and the need for a reliable backup quarterback, Drew Lock seems like the best option on the market. He brings experience, talent, and a profile that fits O'Connell's system, and he doesn't create any doubts about who will be the starting quarterback. With the offseason still underway, it remains to be seen whether the Vikings will make that move. But if the team's intent is to secure a solid QB2 without causing distractions, Lock is the right man for the job. Trey Lance signs with the Minnesota Vikings. Rumors point to possible destination for the quarterback. The NFL free agent market continues to be busy, and one of the most intriguing names available is that of quarterback Trey Lance. Although his trajectory in the league has been full of ups and downs, he is still young and has the potential to develop into a high-level player. With the Minnesota Vikings needing depth at the QB position, Lance could be an interesting bet for the franchise. Minnesota Vikings looking for a backup QB for J.J. McCarthy. Currently, the Vikings have only one quarterback on the roster, J.J. McCarthy, a first-round draft pick. The team sees McCarthy as the future of the franchise, but that doesn't mean they don't need a reliable second name in the group. With the departure of Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones, Minnesota needs to strengthen its QB room, and Trey Lance could be the ideal piece for that role. At 25, Lance still has a lot to offer, and the Vikings could provide him with a stable environment to continue his development. Additionally, having a young, talented backup quarterback could be a strategic move if McCarthy struggles in his rookie season. One of the arguments that makes this potential signing even more appealing is Trey Lance's connection to the state of Minnesota. The quarterback was born and raised in Marshall, Minnesota, before making his college debut at North Dakota State. We've seen examples in recent years of players who have had unsuccessful NFL stints and found new opportunities by returning to familiar surroundings. Zach Wilson returned to his hometown by signing with the Denver Broncos, and Mac Jones found a chance with the Jacksonville Jaguars. For Lance, signing with the Vikings could represent not only a fresh start in his career, but also a return home. One of the biggest challenges in evaluating Trey Lance has always been his lack of experience. During his college career, he played just one full season as a starter at North Dakota State, a Division II school. When he entered the NFL as the third overall pick in the 2021 draft by the San Francisco 49ers, Lance was seen as a long-term project. However, those expectations were never fully met. He struggled to establish himself with the team, suffered injuries, and was eventually traded to the Dallas Cowboys, where he had very few opportunities. Even so, Lance is still a young talent with impressive physical attributes. He has a strong arm, good mobility, and characteristics that fit well into modern NFL systems. His performance in the last game of the season for the Cowboys was modest, but it showed that he can still contribute when given the right opportunity. If players like Justin Fields and Sam Darnold continue to get new opportunities in the league, why not Trey Lance? With a good coach and an environment conducive to development, he could finally start to reach his potential. Could the Vikings follow the Broncos' example with Zach Wilson? Another point that reinforces the possibility of Lance signing with the Vikings is the Broncos' recent example with Zach Wilson. Denver already has a young quarterback of the future in Bo Nix, but decided to bring in Wilson to compete and provide more options at the position. The Vikings could follow this same strategy by signing Trey Lance. McCarthy is already considered the future of the franchise, but having a player like Lance on the roster would give the team more security. Should McCarthy struggle or suffer an injury, Lance could be a viable option to take over the offense. Ultimately, the Vikings' decision will come down to the price and terms of the contract. Since Trey Lance has yet to establish himself in the NFL, he likely won't require a high-dollar contract, which would make this a low-risk bet for Minnesota. If Lance can develop his skills under the guidance of Kevin O'Connell and his staff, the Vikings could find a quality backup and, who knows, even a potential starter in the future. In an increasingly competitive quarterback market, adding depth at the position could be a smart move for the franchise. For now, the rumors about Lance in Minnesota are still speculation, but with the offseason moves, that possibility could become reality in the coming weeks.